Now that I am reflecting on this video, I never had a chance to like anything as a child. My aunt never allowed me to be a child. This is a comment from the video, Let Me Help You. And I talk about going back to your childhood and what we did as a child, what our toys that we played with. And our purpose derived from playing with toys. However, this comment here reminded me of situations where people talk about their childhoods and how their childhoods were miserable. So they didn't have a childhood as other people would have. And I want to say it correctly. Not every child had the same childhood. We know that. Some children had it more tough than others. Yes, I am reminded of that continuously or constantly. I'm reminded of childhood, what children had to do as children. I just received a text not too long ago telling me how, as a child, this woman who is now 38 years old, as a child, she had to get up early in the morning and shell nuts so her grandmother could have money to send them to school. Yes. And this woman here is talking about her aunt didn't allow her to be a child. Now, although many of us might not have had the opportunity to have a childhood that would be pleasing to our minds, it didn't mean that we didn't grow up and have a life. And I'm going to say that because there's another comment I want to talk about when I talk about what is life. And there's a comment that stated here, life is a journey filled with ups and downs and endless possibilities. It's so important to take a moment to reflect on what really matters. Thank you for sharing such a deep and inspiring perspective. The only time we don't have a life is when we are no more. And that is very true. And somebody else said something about life. What the person said is, sometimes you don't have control on your life. Life happens. Things happen. Although this person, she's a YouTuber. She has 2 YouTube channels. You can check out the video and you can check out the comment and you'll know who it is. And please give her a visit. Although her aunt didn't allow her to be a child, this is not a person who is feeling sorry for herself. I met this person in person. I traveled to Italy and I met this person. Wonderful person. And we spoke. She didn't even talk about her childhood. And it's not that it's irrelevant, but she has learned that she wants to do things for herself and she wants to have a better life and maybe provide a better life for her children, and which she is doing right now. And I'm very proud of her. And maybe someone might comment and say, well, you're proud of somebody else, but you're not proud of yourself. And that's not for you to decide. That's for me to decide. However, back to the topic. So, although you might have had a rough childhood, doesn't mean that you cannot have a purpose. If you had to wake up to shell nuts before you go to school, I would imagine that that is something you would be good at. And maybe that can help you to find your purpose. Maybe you can make nuts and sell. Because if that's what you did when you were a child, maybe that's what you could do now. You could be making nuts. And maybe your children could help you. They wouldn't have to wake up in the morning. Maybe not. But they could help you so you can teach them. And that can be your purpose. So to say that we had a bad childhood, we didn't have toys, we couldn't play, we had it rough, it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that we cannot have a purpose. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't want to give advice to people, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to encourage people. So instead of feeling sorry for yourself or blaming someone or blaming your mother for leaving you with her grandmother so that you had to shell nuts, you can turn around and use that to help you finding your purpose. Am I making sense? Am I talking sense or am I talking nonsense? And this is for everybody else. I want you to go back to your childhood. It wasn't great. You can still have a purpose. Yes, you can. Just dig deep within yourself, in your thoughts, and think, how can I use this negative to make a positive? How can I benefit? How can I not be broke? How can I not have to be begging people to send me $50 or help me here and help me there? How can I shift my rough upbringing to helping me to live a better life?